Hello everyone! Hope you're having a fantastic night. Today we're gonna go ahead and do the Rising event, which started today. Let's not dilly-dally anymore, and actually there's one thing I wanted to show that I noticed on the way over here. That is that the Rising vendor here is actually the 1.0 version of Minfilia that they have in the game. I just thought that was a bit interesting. Let's head on over to the Wandering Minstrel, who is definitely not Yoshi-P, and start the Rising quests. An adventurous ambition. The Wandering Minstrel is in search of inspiration. Well now, if it isn't my adventurer friend Beryllion, it could only be a blessing from the Navigator that we should meet again here and now. You see, I've been struggling to find inspiration for a new song to perform this rising. I've a mind to speak with the locals for their tales, for which I could use your able assistance. Might you be willing to accompany me? Well, since I literally can't say no. I'm truly grateful. During the Rising, we remember those we lost in the Calamity even as we turn our attention to a brighter future. 'Tis my hope to hear a tale that inspires one and all to look forward. Now then, there is no better place to talk in Limsa than the Drowning Wench. Let us first seek out the barkeep Baderon, and see if he has aught of interest to share. Hopefully I don't have to do his voice, because I can barely even read his stuff as is, in text form. Oh, come on, what's the harm? What's the harm? You'll get yourself killed, that's the harm. I ain't letting one of those so young sign up. Why do you wants to become an adventurer so badly, Recha? There's this place I need to go to. The problem is, the Yellow Jackets won't let a child leave the city alone. So you're gonna join the Adventurers Guild, which will definitely let a child join? But if I was an adventurer, I'd be responsible for myself. I could go wherever I please, whenever I please. So please, let me sign up. It ain't that simple, lass. I've got responsibility to those I sign up. If I let someone what's clearly unprepared and out and they end up hurt or worse, I wouldn't be able to live it down. Then what about all those people that respawn in Limsa every day? And don't even get me started on the damage it causes the guild's reputation. So you can forget about signing up until you're older. Much older. But it has to be now, during the Rising. Why do you have to be so responsible? It comes with age, lass. Now run along and get yourself home. Uh-oh. Stupid brat. Gonna cause all the problems for this quest line. Is everything well? Sorry you had to see that. That little cub's bent on becoming an adventurer. But I said no and sent her on her way. Still, I can't help but worry. She doesn't strike me as the sort to give up easily. True that. Wouldn't surprise me a whit if she tried to sneak out anyway. So I better go get her, right? I ain't too impulse, there we go. But do you reckon you could keep an eye on Richa? I'd do it myself, but I can't up and leave the tavern. The timing of the rising seemed to be of the essence to the little one. Intriguing, would you not agree? Let us ask her about that. I'm in your debt. Now, the nearest city exit's the Tempest Gate, over by the aft castle. I suggest you begin talking to Kinderall, the sentry yonder. Okay, sounds good to me. Okay, let's see. Head over here to the exit. Yeah, that's that one, of course. That's the closest one. That's the only one on this level, I think. Yep. Let's head on over there. I forget exactly what happened in the last one. I think there was a character that looked like another character. Anyway, talk to the Wandering Minstrel and Kindral. The Yellowjackets keep constant watch at every city gate. If Recha has come through, they will surely have seen her. The lowlands of Lenosha await you on the other side of the Tempest Gate. Have you seen the little cat girl coming through here? At Badrin's behest, you say? As it happens, a girl of that description did come through just a moment ago. She was at the heels of a Makote peddler, so at a glance one might think them parent and child. But the way she kept stealing glances behind her made me suspicious. And you didn't stop her? So I alerted my comrade. Okay, she did, good. So I alerted my comrade Ayoyo outside, and I expect she stopped the little one for questioning. If you're worried, you should seek her out. Our thanks for the information. We shall find your comrade at once. Alright, let's head on out there. Let's see. Oh, right over here, okay. 'Tis well the Yellowjackets noticed her ere she had gotten far. Damn it! They saw straight through my disguise! Wasn't a bad idea, you just gotta be a little more conspicuous about it. Oh, this is Yo-Yo. I think she's helped with other quest lines. Or with the other Rising events. I recognize this NPC. Well now, if it ain't that good minstrel and our kindly helper. Pleasure to see the two of you again. What brings you here today? Yeah, I recall having a really hard time with her accent last year. So Baindron sent you after the little one? I was just about to ask her what she's up to. Richa, was it, dearie? Even without others telling me, you ought to know what's dangerous out here. What is it you want so badly? You'd risk your life for like this. There's something I need to see. It doesn't matter if it's dangerous. I have to go. This is going to be I think it's Nymea's stone in the south, in Lower Lenosha. It's the spinning wheel one, I believe. We understand that you have your reasons, Richa. Even so, we cannot in good conscience allow you to wander the wilds alone, which is why we're going to have Brilliant accompany you. So here I would make a proposal. Rather than becoming an adventurer, why not employ the services of one? Are you volunteering me for this? With a dependable adventurer at your side, you would be able to reach your destination safely. This, I believe, is your best option. But I don't have any money, and what adventurer would help a child anyway? Excuse me? That's kind of weird, but okay. Why, our friend here, of course. Excuse me? Are you just volunteering me for this? Also, it's raining again. It's always raining. You can count on me as long as I get paid. If you're happy with this humble vagrant, yeah, you can count on me. My character literally can't say no, so. I shall be glad to provide suitable recompense in Richa's stead. Well, a part of me hopes that this will lead to inspiration for a song above all. I feel compelled to lend a helping hand. You'll really help me? Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad it worked out for you. But as a client, there's something you need to bear in mind. That is, you gotta give the adventurer your trust. Be honest with what exactly it is you need, and she'll be able to help you all the better. The place I want to go is a lighthouse here in Lower Lenosha. It's named for one of the 12. I heard a rumor from a kid in town, you see. He told me that ghosts appear there during the rising. They're supposedly lighthouse keepers who died in the Calamity, and they spirit children away to the realm of the dead. But that's got to be nonsense, and I want to prove it. Oh good, they got some sense. Oh, the 2 lighthouses in the area. Oshkon's torch is the only one. Right, I remember I did the entirety of the Endwalker Alliance raids, and I pronounced his name like I think I called him Ostakon or something like that. And I completely forget. It has a weird pronunciation, if I recall correctly. But, I'm just gonna call him Oshkon. It was something weird. I'm like, when I heard somebody else say it, I'm like, wait, that's how you say it? Okay. But whatever, I'm just gonna pronounce it wrong this whole time. If they keep using it. Don't recall hearing nothing about ghosts, though. I can't help but be curious, so I'll come along. Well, why couldn't you just be the escort, not me? Having a yellow jacket with you ought to make things easier, I reckon. That's outside of a skirmish anyway. Being a cannoneer, I'm more at home blasting things from a distance. If you run into angry fiends on the road, they're all yours. Well, at least she knows my strengths. If young Racha is heading to Oshkon's torch, then someone should report as much to Bedron. I guess that's what you're doing. As I said, I'd never heard the ghost appearing at the lighthouse. Wonder why Racha is so interested in him. I wonder why. So, what's your name, adventure? Brilliant Mason. Brilliant Mason, I'll remember that. Thank you so much for helping me. We'll go to Oshkon's torch, and we'll see if the rumor about the ghost is true. It's not. Although there are lots of ghosts in this world, but they're probably not there. Actually, we're probably going to see some ghost. And then that's going to be whatever, the inspiration for the Wandering Minstrel, whatever conversation we end up having. Anyway, let's get started with the next one. And also we get the nice, Papa minion. A light that ever burns. Racha is champing at the bit to set forth. Are you ready to go, Brilliant? As much as I would like to accompany you, someone should return to the drowning wench and apprise Bedron of these developments. Besides, to hear your accounts afterwards, what you learned and felt will also bring unique inspiration. I wish you an enjoyable and insightful incursion. Excursion. That's slightly different. Right. To begin with, how about we head east to Madman Bridge? It'd give Ratchet the chance to see the sights. The path can be steep in places, so take care you don't take a tumble now. Do I look like a Lala to you? I'll be fine. Don't worry. Oh, she was saying it to her. Okay. I'll be fine. Don't worry. Let the adventures begin. All right, let's head on over there. Let's see. It looks like Madman Bridge is over here. Not gonna head to his embrace. We're gonna head over to his wherever the heck the thing is. There they are. And here it is, Madman's Bridge. If you head north, you'll get to the Red Rooster Stead, but our destination takes us south. A vital route for trade is the bridge, but it prowls with bandits and fiends beyond. That's why it was given its name as a warning to younglings. How nice. Look, a river! And there's some sort of strange animal that is called a river toad. We sometimes see children out this way with their folks, but I take it you've never been? Yeah, we've seen, in like the warrior quests, there was a boy that you had to like rescue in this area, I think. And it ends up having a really cheesy cutscene. Actually, I have. It was a long time ago there. Okay. Before my parents died in the Calamity, well, I guess what spear ghost she wants to find. Like, come on, people. It's alright. I like it at the orphanage. Everyone's really nice, and I have lots of fun. That'd be in Llymlaen Shoals, I take it. It's an orphanage run by a former sanguine siren. In case you wasn't aware, a fine place by all accounts. If that's where Red Chest's from, I'll have one of me comrades contact her caretakers. Wouldn't do to let him think she's missing. Right then. Next we'll make for Oshkon's Embrace. Up this serial, take it slow so you don't wear yourself down. Again, do I look like a Lala to you? Yeah, because we went, at the end of the Endwalker Alliance raid quest, we actually went here with him onto this bridge. And had a nice little discussion with him. Looks like there they are. My fellow Yellow Jackets patrol these parts. Lest you worry. Why would I worry? Weren't you the one that said I could take care of the fiends? They know I ain't on some pleasure jaunt. Whoa, we're so high up. This is amazing. I felt the same way when I looked out from here for the first time. This bridge was built where a tidal wave sundered the land during the Calamity. That's pretty interesting. It's a symbol of our people's determination to rise above tragedy. Right, during that that time when we came here with Oshkon himself, I think he mentioned something about this. About how this bridge was like built as like, yeah, like as a symbol of the people's determination. It was something like that. Mr. Rathia, that's the headmistress, said that we Llymlaens work hard because we hate to lose and like what we do. That's about right. What about you, Brilliant? Do you like being an adventurer? Well, when I don't have to deal with stupid kids, I do. I wouldn't want anything else. It depends on the work, well, that's for sure. I'd rather not work at all, to be honest. No. That's what I thought. When I grow up, I hope I'll like what I do as well. My parents liked what they did, I think. When the Calamity struck, they didn't run away. They were noble souls, Miss Dorothea said. That's what she says. She promised to tell me everything one day, but I don't know how to feel when they're gone, and... I can't find the words. I want to be a good client, though, so I'll think on it. Seems Richa's got something she needs to get off her chest. In waiting to verify the rumor, mayhap she... but there's no use speculating. Come, let's press on. Yeah, I still have a really hard time doing her accent. I don't think I'm doing a very good job with it. Anyway, let's head on over to the next spot. Let's see. Yeah, where is this, where's the lighthouse? Oh, it's up at the top, duh. Of course it is. I see the lighthouse. Oh, there it is. I mean, I'd hope you could see the lighthouse during the rain. That's kind of the point. Except that's not the lighthouse. Lighthouse, oh wait, no, yeah, it is. I'm just looking, okay, so that's the area that my character's facing. That's not the lighthouse, though. The lighthouse should be to the left over here, and I can't, oh, there it is. It's literally just around the corner. I'm being so salty. That there's Oshkon's torch. One of two lighthouses here that are named for gods. Lighthouse keeper's a bloke named Rodson. You can ask him about ghosts and anything else you like. Lighthouse keeper. So about the reason I want to know about the ghosts. My father and mother were lighthouse keepers, you see, but they disappeared during the Calamity and were never found. When I heard the rumor, I thought that maybe, just maybe, they were the ones haunting in the lighthouse. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's how I figured the story was going to play out. So that's why you want to prove the rumor wrong. You couldn't stand people thinking your parents were doing terrible things. But a part of me wishes that the rumor was true. Yeah, this is the way I thought it was going to go. Not that they were being bad or anything. Then I'd be able to talk to my parents again. There's so many things I'd like to ask them. Now you gotta go over to Old Charlian and go into their giant elevator. If you want to go and meet the dead. Well, whatever the truth is, We'll find out soon. Let's keep going. Alright, gotta fly on over to the lighthouse now? Almost. Oh, man, they're just gonna keep on. This is taking a long time to get across this zone. I guess we gotta deal with some little lala legs anyway, so. Let's see, are we up top or down below? Probably up top. Yeah, there they are. I can understand the desire to see those who were gone, to say words to them you couldn't in life. It's a feeling everyone knows at some point. Whoa, the sea's frozen in a splash. Amazing. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. That area was already hit by the Calamity. On top of the tidal wave washing away in big swaths of land, a piece of Llymlaen came crashing down yonder. Yeah, it reminds me of all the giant crystalline structures you see over in the Thanalan and Korthus. They say it caused aether gush out and land and crystallize all at once. At that time, I was with Miss Dorothea. She was my mother's friend, and she took me to a safe place. I was very little then. I didn't fully understand what was happening, but the Calamity was really a frightful thing. I can't imagine how it was for father and mother. And they walk off. Let's see, we should be almost done with this by this point. I mean, we're basically at the lighthouse. And then we gotta go back, we gotta go back to the Wandering Minstrel and get our personal thank you from Yoshi-P. Rostian's been here since the Calamity. It's lonely work, and he's always glad to have guests. Even if there aren't any ghosts, Hello, Rostin? Rostnes? Well now, if it ain't guests, what brings you to the torch? Ghosts during the rising? For all my years as a keeper, I've not seen or nor heard about such a thing at any lighthouse I know. It's certainly the sort of place as children might believe haunted, though. Might be as someone mistook me or some laundry for a specter. So father and mother weren't ghosts after all. But I must say, it's a surprise to see Ratoa's little girl here. Your parents showed me the ropes when I was starting out as a keeper. They had charge of Llymlaen's ring yonder. Nowadays, it's on a little isle, but there used to be a stretch of land connecting it. It'd be really interesting if there actually was one in 1.0. A dangerous stretch it was, rife with nasty beasts. You needed to hire adventurers and grizzled ones at that, just to deliver supplies. If you knew my parents, please tell me about them. They left me in Limsa during the Calamity and died in the tidal wave. Why did they go out there even though it was so dangerous? What was going on through their minds? I want to know. I was stationed elsewhere at the time, so I only read this in a report, but your folks did everything they could to protect Llymlaen's ring. They built a breakwater using anything and everything they could on hand, but in the end, there was no stopping such a monstrous wave. Countless souls went missing when it struck, and the Maelstrom mounted search and rescue operations. I joined in the effort, but I'm afraid they were never found. Know, though, that your folks didn't die in vain. By manning their lighthouse to the very end that day, They guided many vessels safely to shore and saved many lives. I see. They really were noble souls, like Mr. Rothia said. But if I could choose, I wish they were still here. This is just a thought, but how'd you like to stay the night and hear more about your folks? It'd only be the mundane, everyday things, but what I know, I'd be glad to share it with you. I'd like that. I'd like that very much. That was nice. So now we gotta head back to the Wandering Minstrel and tell him about everything we just did, and then we'll get our like personal thank you from Yoshi-P or whatever. Oh, is there another cutscene? Sounds like it. Yep. Oh, we actually stayed the night. Okay. Good morning, Brilliant. I got up early to look at the lighthouse, where my father and mother used to be. Yeah, we know, we established that. For the longest time, I felt as though they'd abandoned me. I wanted to see them one more time so I could ask them why they had to go, and to tell them that I missed them. I understand how you feel. Are you disappointed there weren't any ghosts? Sure, let's do that one. Maybe a little. Still, I'm glad I could learn about my parents. It made me realize that I want to become someone who helps others, like them and like you. Nice to know that I'm an inspiration to the young people. And there's the sunrise. This is the rising after all. So thank you for bringing me here. There we go, that cutscene's over. Okay, it's teleported us back, that's nice. Well, it ended up being a longer jaunt than expected, but I'm glad we did it. Thank you so much for coming with me, both of you. You're very welcome, dearie. You can always come to me if you need anything. Just no more trying to sneak out, you hear? Well, I'd better get back to the orphanage. Hopefully Mr. Rothia won't be too mad at me. You'll be wanting to report to the minstrel, I expect. In which case, a comrade of mine tells me he's at the anchor yard. I'll see to Ratcha gets home safely. Be sure to catch the special fireworks afterwards, eh? Be seeing you, Brilliant. Alright, so where is that? And it's out there. That's where they've done over here. They've ended the rising over here at least more than once. I don't know what significance this place has, but they've done some stuff over here, and I'm going the wrong direction. They've done some stuff over here for not just some quests, but also for the rising. There was like 1 year, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, where they ended up having, like, there was a bunch of optional stuff, like a bunch of optional dialogue you could do, and there were a bunch of extra things where if you had done more side content, you would get more options and stuff. I think there was literally only like one that I hadn't done at the time. I kind of hope there isn't something like that this time because I don't want to take too long on this one. All right, here he is. Let's see, is there anyone else to talk to? Nope, just there's like the Wandering Minstrel and the usual gang over there. Ah, welcome back, my friend. Was young Ratcha able to find what she sought? Well, kinda. So her true purpose was to see if the ghosts were her parents, who were taken by the Calamity. A tale is born when someone acts in the name of another. As there are so many tales out there, it is impossible for us to know every single one. Yet a tale may occasionally find its way to those who need it most, such as that of the Lighthouse keepers, whose courage and sacrifice have come to guide their children years after their passing. Thank you, Brillian, not only for granting Ratcha's wish, but for providing me with inspiration as well. While we wait for the special fireworks to begin, might you tell me more of your excursion? Not incursion, excursion. Yes, it comes to me. A verse for all who strive onwards, this day and every day. Oh, time for a perfectly timed migraine. Or is this going to be the personal thank you cutscene? Probably that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, last time he was on a ship or something. Greetings, warrior of light. This time, he's wearing a yellow jacket uniform. This is a world that exists outside your reality. This is how it always starts, isn't it? I need to check. I need to check the other years. Your reality. Okay, yeah. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. This is still. I still find this a bit like almost surreal. Like I'm picturing like Ian for World of Warcraft trying to do something like this, and everyone being like, "Ha, cringe." And then they do this, and it's like, and then everybody thinks it's like cool. I think I don't know what the general sentiment on this is. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you again, as I have in the past. I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. For long years, we have walked together with you on this grand adventure. For me, I think I started this in 2022? 2021? I've been doing this for like I've been playing this game for like 4 years or so now, I think. It is a never-ending journey, one that shall continue tomorrow as surely as it does today. The most natural of things. Along the way, I have endeavored to keep my gaze firmly fixed upon the future. Of late, however, I've been keenly reminded that we must occasionally look back upon the past we walked, that we might remember the lessons learned. I swear this is like exactly the same thing as it was last year. Is it always the same? Again, I need to go and check that. In the course of our adventures, it seems that I too have grown. To learn from successes and failures both, and forge ahead with humility and sincerity. This is what I had resolved to do at journey's beginning, and I resolved to do so anew. Nothing would please us more than to continue having you at our side on the road ahead. And I pray that upon this journey of life that we have the honor to share, the light of the crystal shall ever shine. Now, the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. This world shall yet endure, and as we continue to make our way, I pray that we shall have occasion to meet again. Oh, I'll probably see you at the same time, same place next year. Till that day, I wish you the happiest of journeys. Fare you well. And migraine? Most happenings in our lives have no bearing on the fate of the world. Well, mine do because, if I don't do anything, nothing in this world progresses. More often than not, they go unobserved and unremarked. But you, my friend, gather up such forgotten tales and see them delivered. In so doing, you bring joy, and as a token of my gratitude, I dedicate to you this song, a song of journeys fulfilling. In gleaming gold the sun does rise, the boundless sky it calls. In silver pale the path of men, a white and endless pall. Paul, not pal. So far away the guiding light, that you do now espy, but flames of life their warmth impart, to comfort and inspire. Take heart, my friend, for here we stand, and so we shall remain. Your destination reach you shall, by memory's refrain. I have no doubt that you, Ratcha, and a Yo-Yo shall give rise to a great many more tales. Your tales, in particular, may be more varied than those of others. There may be times when you face great hardships, and the weight is more than you can bear. In such time, I bid you remember this. No matter how great your burdens, the tales that you have gathered shall ever be your strength, a beacon to light your way in the darkness. Alright, there's our Papa minion. Go ahead and summon him real quick. Jaja. Oh, that's not how you spell it. There it is. And of course, you gotta give Papa a nice little head pat.